welcome to the 19th concert, streaming live from Teachín Ceoil. So the music of Sliabh Luachra, which is this strange little area that exists on the corner, the border. Well, it covers the border of Cork and Kerry and a little bit of Limerick, and it's kind of undefined where the borders are, but there are certain areas that are definitely in the Sliabh Luachra and certain areas that are not. But where the border lies is anybody's guess. And the main thing driving this music is a few things actually. There were plenty of places in this area that were known for holding dances, and even past the point of when the Dance Hall Act was enacted, which outlawed dances in private homes. There were some exceptions. And also noteworthy in this area was a couple of teachers that would travel around and teach the music. And so the combination of the dances and the style of playing for the dances, plus very specific teachers, kind of made music in this area, kind of gave it its character. And then more recently, there are some recordings that came out and certain players that are associated with this style of music. Probably the most famous recording is called Star Above the Garter, and it was recorded by Julia Clifford and Dennis Murphy, a brother and sister that were students of Padraig O'Keeffe. So I'm going to start off this concert with the final track and the one that gave it its title from this CD, Star Above the Garter into the Lisheen. So these are a couple of slides to start us off here. Julia, the sister, would play that last tune in the down in the low octaves, so they were playing in octaves. And I found that style of playing kind of crop up in a bunch of different areas in Ireland. Whenever you had two fiddlers playing together, they'd often play in octaves to kind of give it a bigger sound, especially if you're playing for dances and trying to fill a big hall. So that crops up a bunch in this music as well. But to continue on here, let's see. There's a couple of reels. There's another very well-known player that is associated with Sliabh Luachra music named Jackie Davy. He's a concertina and box player who is very, very well-known, mainly because he toured in big bands and things like that early on, and you know, he's amazing. So, and he released a lot of recordings over the years and is still touring away and very, very welcome everywhere he goes. But these two tunes apparently were played together a lot throughout Sliabh Luachra. And he commonly referred to this as the Sliabh Luachra reels, or they were called that. And it's two reels, Johnny When You Die and Anything for John Joe. Anything for John Joe went around the session scene around here about a decade ago or so. Caught on like wildfire, but the first tune, Johnny When You Die, didn't catch on as much, but you know, Jackie always played them together, and I suppose he still does. So. Johnny When You Die and Anything for John Joe. Johnny When You Die and Anything for John Joe. Alright, well, the thing about Sliabh Luachra that most people notice right off the bat is the prevalence of slides and polkas. So I think it's about time for a polka. I've already played a slide set. There's most of the tunes I'm playing today are very, very common tunes, very, very well known throughout the region and beyond. They're the ones that got recorded and adopted outside of Sliabh Luachra. So they're the ones that you would hear most often. I'm not playing obscure Sliabh Luachra music today. This is just the gateway. This is just the most commonly played, most catchy, most recorded music here. So this next one has a few names associated with it. It's referred to as Jim O'Keefe's set. There are a lot of sets of tunes that are just played as sets, and they're always linked together. Those tunes always come in that order, and they're always played together. So this is one of those, and I assume, I'm not entirely sure, but I assume that's because they were played for dances frequently, and that worked out well for whatever dance they were doing. That set, and so a player would put that set together, and then everyone would just end up playing that set very frequently. So Jim O'Keefe's set. It was recorded in a famous recording of Jackie Daly, along with Seamus Craig, who is another fiddle player who is well known in the region. Their recording was one of the ones that made it very, very big, and was it's one of the quintessential Sliabh Luachra recordings. So these three polkas are the Jim O'Keefe set. See if I can pull them all together in my brain here. to play another set of slides now. This one comes from a concertina player named Micky Berry, right? Or Johnny Micky Berry, sorry. And he was a concertina player who was fairly well known in the area, but not recorded as far as I know. In any case, he played these two, and they kind of caught on, and they're always played together. And Jackie Daly got them from him, and he calls them pardon me, calls them Johnny Micky Berry's slides. And the second one is also called O'Keefe's, but Johnny Micky Berry played these together. So. Johnny Micky Berry's and O'Keefe's, gotten from the playing of Johnny Micky Berry, the concertina player. And recorded by Jackie Daly. So there you go. All right, I'm going to continue on with a couple of hornpipes now. The first one goes by the name Rian, which is the name Dennis Murphy gave to it, as far as I know. But he didn't speak Irish, and there's a question on whether that is the proper name for it. And he would have gotten that from Padraig O'Keefe. So they're not really sure what that name ought to have meant. The second one is one I got off the playing of Jackie Daly again. And it's called Walsh's. And it's named for Padraig O'Keefe's neighbor, Phil Walsh, who was a blind fiddle player. And again, the second tune has been recorded different times, different keys. But I think I have, I'm not sure where I learned the first tune, but I have the second one definitely from Jackie Daly. So continue on with an air now, one that is definitely associated with Sliabh Luachra. It's called O'Reilly's Grave, and it's named after Aigan O'Reilly, or Aigan, I think Aigan is his name, I'm not sure, O'Reilly, who was a poet, a famous poet of the area. I have this off there's a great YouTube recording of Julia Clifford playing this air. She's sitting by a fireside, just playing away. She plays this air, and then she plays 2 slides after it. And I'm going to take right from the source there and play the 2 slides she played after it as well. But it's interesting to note that these 2 slides are both songs, and they're songs in 9/8. So they were originally like sung in the meter of a hopjig, say, but they've been slidified by the Sliabh Luachra players. The two tunes are "She Didn't Dance and Dance" and "The Whistling Thief." So it's taking these 2 songs and turning them into slides. So O'Reilly's Grave into "She Didn't Dance and Dance" and "The Whistling Thief." So more polkas. So these are, this first one is called "Did You Wash Your Father's Shirt?" And this I definitely got from the playing of Jackie Daly. This along with, this is sometimes played as a reel, but it definitely got polka-fied in this case. So, did you wash your father's shirt? Oh, it's also possibly a song. With a name like that, you'd think it was a song. But I definitely got it from his playing. The second tune is called Johnny O'Leary's Pound Note. Johnny O'Leary is another one of the very noteworthy players from the area. He's a source of a lot of tunes. And he apparently attended this fellow named, let me make sure I have his name, Tim Brown's 31st birthday. And Tim Brown wrote this tune in honor of it because for his birthday he was given a pound note, which went out of circulation back in 1990. And he said he would bring him luck. It brought him a tune at very least. So that's the second tune. And the third one is a composition of a fiddle player named John Walsh, who named all of his tunes, wrote a bunch of tunes and named all of his tunes about after landmarks in his area. And this one's called Derrygalun Bridge. And oddly enough, Derrygalun Bridge is one of the tunes that I came across long, long ago. No idea where, no idea how. It's one of those polkas that kind of creeped into people's psyche somehow and got played a lot. And I did not know the origin of it until I started looking up tunes for this concert. So, Did You Wash Your Father's Shirt? The Johnny O'Leary's Pound Note, and Derrygalun Bridge. Let's see. O'Leary's Pound Note, and Derrygalun Bridge. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to continue on with a few reels now. The first one is a version of a tune called The Gamecock that Jackie Daly added an extra part to and plays, and he calls it The Bob Carrot. So it's a 3-part version of this tune, and he just stuck an extra part on it for whatever reason. It's a fun part, so I don't blame him, really. The second tune is called The Glenside Cottage. And I should say I got this tune off the playing of Jack Daly. I had a recording of him for a good long time, so this set is in the back of my head for many years now. So The Glenside Cottage. And the third one is called Charlie Harris's, and that's another one that is commonly played as a polka. I think it might have been written as a polka, but Jackie played it as this very bouncy reel. So The Bob Carrot, The Glenside Cottage, and Charlie Harris's. Gamecock by Jackie the Glenside Cottage, and Charlie Harris's. All right. Let's see, what am I going to do next? Oh, the Millstreet set. All right, so a few more polkas, because why not? So this is commonly called the Millstreet set. It's another Jackie Daly set. He put them together and recorded it long ago, and it got to be a very popular recording, and now they're forever played together. The first one is a Johnny O'Leary tune. The second one is commonly called the Cobbler, and the third one is called Johnny, I Do Miss You. And I've actually played a couple of these in other sets, in other concerts in this series, but this is how they ought to have been played for the Sliabh Luachra crowd. So it is a set from that area. So here's the Johnny O'Leary's, the Cobbler, and Johnny, I Do Miss You. So that's the Millstreet set, called for the place where the dances took place, or that particular set of tunes got played for the dances that were popular there, for whatever reason. Alright, so I'm going to continue on with a couple more slides. These I found in just kind of looking for Sliabh Luachra tunes to play. This first tune, called I'd Rather Be Married Than Left Alone, the title comes from a song, and it's probably the most slidey slide I know. It really reflects exactly what's going on with the feet when you're dancing a slide. This is a very, very danceable tune for dancing slides. The second tune is another one that is a song on Chóisir. It's I'm not sure what the, let me see here. I have some notes here. So it means the party, and there's all kinds of shenanigans that happen in the song. But the tune itself is pretty widespread and well known. It is very danceable, as all slides are, but it's not quite as obviously exactly what the dancers are doing as the first tune. The third tune is called the Kaiser, and this is named for a fellow named Thomas Murphy, who hosted house dances, or they were called raffles at the time. So everybody paid in as they came in the door, and the dancers were often paid in drink, or sometimes whatever didn't get raffled off or whatnot. And he was notorious for somehow people out of town always won the raffle, and then the prizes for the raffle would come up as prizes for future raffles down the road and that sort of thing. But he charged at the door and raised lots of money that way, but nobody seemed to hold it against him because the dances were so much fun, so incredible, and absolutely against the law. So he was a bit of a character, and so this tune is named for him. So I'd rather be married than left alone on Kaiser, or no, on Chóisir. I'm not entirely sure how that's pronounced, and the Kaiser. Slidey slide I know is that first one. I'd rather be married than left alone. The party and the Kaiser. All right, well, it's getting on towards that time, so I'm going to finish off with a set of reels. Jackie Daly calls this the Sliabh Luachra National Anthem. It's a set of 3 reels that are very, very commonly played throughout the Sliabh Luachra. 2 of them were recorded on that CD, that album, The Star Above the Garter with Dennis Murphy and Julie Clifford. But he put these 3 together, and they're very, very common tunes. The first one is the Galtee Rangers. The second one is the Glountane, and the third one is Callaghan's. And Callaghan was a fiddle player who was connected with the Dennis Murphy, Julia Clifford family. This set is sometimes called Callaghan's. This is the Callaghan set. Thank you so much. I'll see you next month.